Good morning everybody, Mel Soul here, and today is Tuesday the 12th of September, and on Tuesdays we do Troubleshot Tuesday. So to continue the theme from yesterday with Monday Rewind, I said we were going to do Troubleshot Tuesdays playing in the rain, and we've got the outer bands of Irma now affecting South Carolina. Fortunately it's heading in the right direction, it's heading away from us. Our thoughts and prayers are still with all of those people, not only in Florida, but in Houston. Houston is still also struggling with their recovery. Don't forget them in your thoughts as well. So playing in the rain and being prepared, you know, a lot of us that play casual golf, if it rains, we quit. If it's raining before we tee off, we cancel our tee time. But sometimes, you know, you're playing in a tournament, playing in the club championship, whatever it is, and you got to play. And I know from my trips to Scotland and Ireland, if we had to play in the rain, you know, we had tee times that we'd paid for, and we had a choice: go and play in the rain or go to the hotel and sit around and do nothing. So in 2014, my Scotland trip, we played Carnoustie in hurricane force winds. And I asked the caddy before we teed off, I said, would the members go out and play in this? And he said, no sir, only the crazy Americans. So I said, well, I don't want to go and sit in my hotel room. So we went out and played. So here's a couple of tips for you, because the two big things is to keep your grips dry and your hands dry. Those are the two things that you want to make sure do not get wet. So there's a couple of little tricks. Number one, before you tee off, the bottom of most golf bags have a hole in it. That's for drainage, if water ever gets in here to drain out. However, when it's wet and you've got a caddy, and the caddy takes the bag and puts it down like that, some water will squirt up through that hole and the bottom of your clubs will get wet. So if you're using a cart, this doesn't really apply. But again, when you're playing in Scotland and Ireland and you've got a caddy, when the caddy puts the bag down, a little bit of water is going to shoot up that hole and the bottom of your grip. So what I do before I tee off is I take a towel, I take all my clubs out the bag and I push the towel down to the bottom of the bag, and that's going to absorb any moisture from my grips getting wet from the bottom up. Obviously I'm going to have a bag cover. Now, umbrella, obviously important, but not only what's important, but what's in the umbrella. So if I open this umbrella up, inside I have two small towels and an extra glove. I have the glove that I've got on, I've got an extra glove. If this glove that I'm wearing gets wet, I don't want to go scratching around in my golf bag and open this pocket, and rain's going to get inside that pocket if it's raining hard. So I keep one glove in here, two small towels, one to dry my hands, but because I'm drying my hands on this one, it's going to get wet fairly quickly. So I have a second one to make sure that my hands are bone dry when I put my hands on. I'll also use those towels for keeping my grips dry. The next important thing is headwear. Now, you know, these are three types of caps. So you've got this type. You can see when I wear this, the wind is going to get under this. I've played in this a few times. The wind's going to blow it. Even if it doesn't blow off, it's going to be doing this in a strong wind. It's going to affect me. It's going to bother me. That's going to not take place. The old baseball cap, same thing. The wind's going to get under the brim, pull it up. Particularly as I swing through, if the wind's blowing into my face, it's going to catch that cap and lift it up. By the way, just as an extra tip today, if you're practicing into the wind, this will tell you whether you're picking your head up or not. Because if you do that, the wind's going to get under the cap and blow it off. If you stay down, it's not. So there's an extra tip. Nobody is better prepared in playing in the wind than the Scots. They play in the wind all the time. This is the type of hat they wear. This type of hat is going to keep you dry. It's got no brim. If you're playing in the wind, get yourself a little cap like this. I call it the Hogan cap. that's the hat to play with on the golf course. So when I'm wearing my waterproof, this is a Sunderland by Scotland. This is possibly the best rainproof jacket. I bought this, I don't know, 20 years ago. It's still perfect. It was expensive. Sunderland is an expensive product, but you can see 20 years later it's still pretty good. It's very warm, so if it's cold I'll wear this too, even if it's not raining. One of the secrets is when you're wearing a glove and a jacket, if the water's running down, you do not want to get the water under the glove. So you take your cuff of your jacket when you're playing and you put it over the top. So now the water will run off the top of that and won't get inside your glove. So there's a few little tips for you for playing in the rain. Tomorrow is the rules. We're going to talk about what to do in certain situations again when playing in wind and rain.